Good morning, everyone. Good crowd today. It must be a lot of stuff going on, so we're certainly glad to see everyone here. Appreciate it, the attendance and everybody listening what's going on in the public. So we're the place to be if you want to know. So glad to have everyone here. As our normal routine, we do a moment of silence, and then I've asked Magistrate Wilson to do the pledge at the end of the moment of silence. But does anyone have any concerns, comments, or prayer requests, or anything that you would like to do as during a moment of silence?
Yes, I know.
Crowder, former paramedic that passed away, her funeral today,
All right.
and her family and EMS workers.
We had some great veteran ceremonies yesterday, so happy Veterans Day to everybody, and just pray for the soldiers that are still out there serving our country.
Thanks, Mark. Anyone else? Anyone from the audience?
Matt Wiggins, his wife, is in the hospital too, and pray that they get test results and find out what's going on there.
Thanks, Wayne. Anyone else? You'll bow your head for a moment of silence, and then we'll follow that with the pledge. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Please stand, face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated. First item this morning, it's not on the agenda, but hopefully this stuff will work. I talked to Ross just briefly. We're glad to have the Pierce family here today. Their son has won quite an impressive an award from the state through FFA, Riley. Glad to have you here. Congratulations on your win. He's the 2024 Kentucky FFA State Star Farmer of the Year. First is up from Pulaski County, so we're certainly glad to have him here. We want to do a little video here that he presented at the state, as I understand it, and he got the award for the Star Farmer of the Year for him, including the whole state. So, Ross, push the magic button.
I'm Riley Pierce. I'm from the Southwestern Pulaski FFA chapter, and I'm this year's 2024 FFA State Star Farmer. So I'm a ninth generation farmer from Nancy, Kentucky. My whole life I've been raised on a grain farm. My dad's a full-time grain farmer. Livestock was just something that wasn't in my...
The biggest lie we've been told is that neuropathy is irreversible and there's no cure. They do it on purpose. The medical system lies to us, but there is a miracle created by God that naturally reduces nerve pain. Christians, did you know there's a biblical...
family. So I started my SAE journey by me and my brother both taking out an FSA youth loan for $5,000 to purchase 60 Kentucky ewes together. And that just sort of sparked my interest not only in livestock operations and management, but production agriculture and raising your own crops and raising your own animals, and to be a manager and a businessman at the same time. Right now we have Kentucky sheep, Black Angus cows, full season double crop soybeans, custom grain harvesting and square baling, as well as rye, corn, and this year maybe canola.
Riley's our first state star farmer here in Pulaski County. You know, it's a huge honor, and again, it's just a highlight to showcase, you know, what Riley has accomplished in a short amount of time in his life. The diversification is something that we rarely see. In you know, kids his age, most of them have one or two enterprises, but you know, it's just part of his plan to continue to diversify, to offset the risk of farming, and you know, he's off to a really good start.
So the sheep behind me are actually part of the first flock we we saved the ewe lambs off of our lamb crops and sell the ram lambs for meat. And that's just been a way to minimize the cost of buying extra sheep flocks. For me, I think the most challenging part of my SAE has been just figuring out new enterprises and how to successfully manage and make a profit off of it.
But Riley is by far the most hardworking person I know. He will outwork anybody, and he's very goal-driven, so he will set a goal, and he is going to achieve.
Yeah, Riley, he's definitely goal-driven and passionate, that's what I would say. One of the things we talk about with the kids, you may not be the tallest, you may not be the fastest, but don't let anybody outwork you.
Well, for me, what it takes to get to this level, and the most impressive thing about Riley's SAE is, when you see someone, especially his age, with the scope of an SAE that he has, people sometimes look at that and doubt that. But, this is 100% Riley.
So originally, my crop SAEs and enterprises started out by me and my brother going together to purchase a John Deere 9560 combine to start custom harvesting. Learning about how to set up harvesting and planting a field, what to watch out for in the field, but that sort of initial custom harvesting sort of gave us the blueprint for what we needed for the next few years as far as our crop enterprises.
I'll have to say that Riley is, he's definitely just very goal-driven and strategic about the way he runs life.
Well, my brother and I formed a partnership. He's a very good business partner because he's very, as they say, goal-oriented and very serious about what he does. So our goal as business partners is to bring everyone together.
I think it's a privilege and an honor to be able to farm alongside my dad and my brother. Me and my brother are partners in everything, and while some days that may not go the way it needs to go, it's made us have more success and be able to grow more. And as far as farming with my dad, that's given me a great mentor. I think I have the best mentor I could possibly have, whether it be a question about farming, about leadership, or just about being a better person. He's always there for me, and I'm proud to have him as my dad.
Advanced AI capabilities, more customization, more time. Speed up your website copy with an AI text generator that delivers a consistent brand voice to every corner of your site.
There you go. I would like to ask Riley to come up to the front, and probably his family also. Today I want to commission him, Riley, a Pulaski County Colonel. Well, 10 a.m. So we're glad to have you.
Hey, y'all scoot back.
Yeah, so I'll scoot back to the podium square.
Congratulations, Riley. It's always nice to recognize a member of our youth that's making an impression across the state. First item of business this morning would be to approve the minutes of the October 22nd meeting. I think you have a Have a copy in front of you if there's no questions, comments. I have a motion from Mr. Wheeldon, a second from Mr. Strunk. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to new business. First up would be our health insurance renewal or proposal. Ms. Kelly?
Kelly, can I get one for the minutes?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
For those folks who do not know me, my name is Kelly Wilson. I'm here with Nykerk Insurance. We've been your all's health insurance agents for probably close to 20 years now. I'm coming up on 20 years with the agency, and we've been here helping you guys the whole way. What I've brought you this morning is your renewal with Anthem. Next to that is the bid that I received from United Healthcare. Right now in Pulaski County, our two carrier options are either Anthem or United Healthcare. So I'll go down through those. Currently, last year we offered 3 plans. All of the membership was on just the one plan, the $500 deductible. So on that plan, again, it's a $500 deductible, so that's any inpatient hospitalization, any outpatient procedure, or any testing, so MRIs, x-rays, blood work. Once the employee meets the $500 deductible, then they are at 100% for the rest of the calendar year, with the exception of their copays. So they pay $20 when they have an office visit, $35 if they see a specialist. If anyone goes to the ER, you have a $300 copay, and your better option is to go to one of the walk-in clinics or urgent cares. That's a $75 copay. Prescriptions on that plan are $10, $25, or $40, depending on what tier they fall under. You will see that there is an out-of-pocket maximum of $2,000. Anything major, the employee is out $500. The other $1,500 is made up of those various copays. The bottom down there is what you guys are paying currently. Anthem came back initially with a 15% increase. We were able to negotiate that down to 3.99. The United Healthcare plan is exactly the same, except that the prescriptions are different. The prescriptions, instead of 10, 25, 40, those are 10, 30, 50. And United did come in just a hair cheaper than the Anthem renewal. I'm a little later this year than I normally am. Usually we like to get this done in October, but because we switched carriers last year, they wanted an extra month of claims experience. I think that actually worked in our favor. We've only had 6 high claimants this year. That is very, very good historically. Normally our high claimants run in 15 to 25 employees, and those would be folks with claims over $25,000. So this year we're only at 6. That's fantastic. That means that some of the education that we do during the open enrollment meetings, some of the education that you all have instituted is working. We're doing good things. The other thing I want to bring to mention is you all have what's commonly referred to as the bridge. That's through Colonial. That works to offset those deductibles and other charges. So the way that the Colonial works is if an employee is confined to the hospital, then we help them file the claims, and then Colonial sends the money back to them. So for a hospital confinement, they receive $500. If you have any kind of outpatient surgery, Colonial divides those in 2 different tiers, so it's either $500 or $1,000, depending on where they determine that falls. They have a dedicated list of diagnostic procedures. Folks can receive $250 back from that. If you go to the emergency room, Colonial will pay $150. Now, I can tell you that our office encourages folks to utilize us as a resource to help them file those claims. We don't want your employees to spend their time calling the doctor's office and trying to get this form and that form, et cetera. So over the last year, we've helped, I believe it was 43 county employees receive back over $15,000 from Colonial. So I'd like to applaud the folks in my office for helping your folks. That's what we're here for. And any questions on the medical before I move into the other products? Okay. Second page is your dental, vision, and basic life insurance. Those are all still with Anthem. Those are in a rate hold. There was no changes actually to anything except for the medical. So the dental's in a rate hold for I think another year. Vision's in a rate hold for 2 more years. And the voluntary life is in a hold for this year. I'm sorry, basic life, not voluntary. So that is what I have for you guys, for you all to decide which way you want to go.
Any questions or comments? I did meet with Kelly and our HR person earlier this week or last week and went over this and appreciate working with you. We've had a 4%, is that correct? A 4%
Yes.
increase?
Yes, that's correct.
This year. I think it's went through really well. I was expecting probably a little more, but I appreciate working and getting Anthem to work with us to get it to 4% increase. That's roughly a $40 increase over last year, $41 per employee per month. What is the pleasure of the court?
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Kelly, I appreciate what you guys did this year, of really working with the county and getting some things adjusted and stuff like that. I still wish we could have put this out for bid to open it up to any other suggestion from other insurance companies in the community. But I really do appreciate you taking the time. I know you communicated with me a couple times, so I really do appreciate that. And it looks like we get a good package.
Yes.
So.
Can I make a comment? We have 2 carrier options here. You know, in Pulaski County, we unfortunately don't have some of the carriers they have in our larger metro areas. So our 2 options are either Anthem or United. So I did go to the only 2 places I could go, and luckily, you know, United has came back with a competitive quote, which I think encouraged Anthem to come down from their initial offer. But, you know, any agent, those are the 2 options you have to quote with, and the rates are based off of your all's claims experience. So I appreciate that you all have, you know, trusted us to go forth with this as your representative with those quotes.
I move we go with the Anthem.
You make that a motion? All right. Mr. Willard makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Strunk. Any more comments or questions?
I know we debated this thing around over and over and over, and I think that's the best process.
Any others? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And does that motion include Nykerk Insurance as the agent through the year?
Yes.
That's my only question.
Yes.
All righty. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. You call me if you need anything.
Next item on the agenda was road addition, but we didn't hardly get everything we needed to get the road taken in, so we'll skip that one. We'll go to, the next item would be to approve the camping rates at PC Park. I think everyone's got a copy of what we are going to this year, this following next year at 25. We are proposing to increase the rates on seasonals, well, overall, the whole park, a couple of dollars a night. As many of you know, we are doing quite an expensive upgrade on the park. The gift of modern technology. Can somebody turn that off? Unplug it.
Go over and unplug it.
That works every time.
Kill the power.
We've proposed to raise the nightly rates about some $2 to $3 a night. We're doing a massive upgrade on the electrical at the park. It's going to cost us well over $100,000 because we've had so many issues with the RVs down there at the park. When it was built originally, most people had one air conditioner on an RV and not much else, and it was built for that standard. And today we have 2 air conditioners on every RV that pulls in there, sometimes 3, and then they're running freezers and everything else you can think of. So our electric is drained, to say the least. So we're having to upgrade everything to a 50 amp for every service connection we have there, and it's going to run a lot of dollars. We're installing a new pickleball court. We're working on trails, doing lots of improvements to the park, so it does cost money. And other people, other campgrounds we've checked with are actually higher than we are, plus most of them have to pay their own electric. So that includes all our rates at the park. What they pay when they check in is what it costs. They don't pay any electric or anything else. Our water bill at the park runs over $25,000 a year. So it's very expensive. We're not trying to make money, we're just trying to get closer to being able to break even or get closer to even without losing so much money. But you have the rates in front of you. If we have any discussion on that. There is one section of the park that we have increased the fees a little more than what I've said previously. That is the part in the park that is a gated community with about 55 or 60 seasonals in it. We're going to pull back some of those seasonals this year and open it up to the public a little more. But everyone wants to get in the center of the park where the gates are at. It's sort of a gated community. It's waterfront. We have a big demand for that, so we're going to back that up and increase the price a little more there because it is sort of a closed area.
Judge, if I'm right, the last time we increased rates at the park was like 6 years ago. Is that correct?
I think that's correct. Any comments or questions or a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Thank you, Mr. Wilden.
Second.
Second by Mr. Strunk. Any more comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item would be to advertise for Pulaski County Electrical Inspector. We do not pay the electrical inspector to do residential inspections, but it has to come through fiscal court for any inspections done in Pulaski County to approve the inspector. Ron Ebling is now the electrical inspector, and he is retiring the first of the year. And he has advised me, excuse me, to get an advertisement out for another inspector to take his place, because it will take some time to find someone. And as I say, we are not paying them. They go by a set rate. The ordinance was passed, the last ordinance on the update on the electrical was passed February the 14th and 17th, so it's been 7 years on the same rate, and he's proposed to go with the same rate with the new inspection. But all I need today is a motion to approve advertising for a new inspector, electrical inspector for Pulaski County. And it'll go through the state, but we have to approve someone to take care of it.
Second.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion, and Mr. Renshaw seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye for advertising.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item would be public safety with Mr. Stacy.
Morning. I've got 3 vehicles surplus for 2 different fire departments. I just need the court's permission to surplus them. You want to do them all at the same time or separate?
Do them separate.
Separate, yeah.
The first one's for Science Hill Fire Department. It's a 1997 Dodge truck. It's currently being used for a brush truck.
And Science Hill purchased that vehicle on their own?
They did.
Title, and the problem with, Stacy and I have talked about it, and it's not me, it's what the law is. The problem is these trucks get put in the name of the county and the county pays insurance on them. So they basically become the property of the county. So when they're surplus, the money's got to go back to the county. And then if you guys want to, I understand that they want to, that the individual fire departments want to reinvest the money in upgrading equipment, which is fine, but I think that's something you guys are going to have to vote on and approve.
So I want to make a motion that we surplus the vehicle and any funds from the surplus goes back to the fire department for reinvestment.
I have a motion on the floor to surplus the Science Hill Dodge truck. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Pickens. Any discussion on that one truck? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That one passes.
And then the next 2 will be for Eubank Fire Department. They've got a 2002 Ford Explorer. I think it's got a rebuilt title on it anyway, but they're wanting to surplus it and get rid of it. And they also have a 1991. It's their tire truck that they're using up there. I think they may be able to trade that in. So I'd just ask you to either give them the surplus back for it or the whatever the trade value is towards trading it into a fire apparatus company.
They bought both those vehicles themselves?
I'm sorry, Mark.
They actually buy them, I think, with the money that you guys allocate to them. It's still county
money. It's still-
When you say that they buy it themselves, it's not.
Well, I know
Yeah.
that, but it's money that they purchased. They took the funds that we gave them and purchased it.
Right.
And a lot of times fire departments buy them out of like brush trucks. The county's never bought brush trucks.
Yeah, the
and
county's
the fire
never bought.
departments will have fundraisers to pay for those trucks. So
So I would make the same motion as before to surplus them
I got a
and,
motion here from Mr. Wilson.
oh. With the of reinvesting the money back into the fire department. Okay.
Mr. Wilson makes that motion. You want to second it?
Yes.
Mr. Renshaw seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
that's all I have.
Thanks, Stacy. Bobby's not here. Did he have anything to report on his audit?
No, sir.
Okay, because I see it's laid in front of us here, but that's fine.
Did that, Marshall.
Hmm?
I did that, sorry. I'm just supposed to pass it out, so you all have it.
All right. Next item would be the road department. Mr. Wayne.
Morning.
Morning, Wayne.
I'd like to ask for 1,500 gallon of tack oil.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Wilson on the tack oil and second by Mr. Renshaw. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Then I'd like to ask for 3,000 ton of rock.
Motion. Second.
Wilson makes the motion, Mr. Renshaw seconds on the rock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? passes.
I'd like to ask for the approval of the road list.
We got two.
Speed limit.
We got two speed limits.
Two of them. We got a speed limit on South Hart Road, 25 mile an hour. I need a motion for that.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Turpin,
Second.
second by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Fifth district.
Valley View Drive.
Got another speed limit on Valley View Drive for 25 mile an hour.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Second.
second by Mr. Renshaw. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And that motion passes. Now I need a motion to approve the road list as it stands.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw,
Second.
second by Mr. Strunk. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next, Wayne. Next up would be finance, Ms. Carissa.
I'm looking for approval of the November bill list.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw to approve the bill list.
Second.
Second by Mr. Strunk. Any discussion on the bill list? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Does any member of court know of any other business to be brought before the court? We will move to citizens' comments. I want to include them so everyone don't have to stay. We're going to go to executive session at the end of the session here. But do we have any citizens that would like to present to the court today?
Hello, my name is Carrie Corder, and I've been a resident of Pulaski County my entire life. I'm also a local business owner here. My husband and I purchased 11 acres over on Eliu Cabin Hollow Road a year ago with intent to build us a home there, have us a small farm there. And recently we received a letter from a major pipeline company called TC Energy, as well as phone calls started coming in to my husband about asking for permission to come on our property to do an assessment of our property to try to look at putting a major pipeline through our property. They've not been very forthcoming. They've not told us where the pipeline's going. They've not told us. We have heard some rumors that it's going to Cooper Power Plant. They've not told us the size of it or the risk it would be to us and our neighbors. Some of it going, very prime farmland over there and residential property that me and my neighbors are very concerned about, and that no one in the county has received any kind of notification of that taking place other than us. Like I said, they're not very forthcoming, and we have great concern about our safety and the safety of our neighbors and our property.
I appreciate you telling us about it. I mean, I heard rumors that they were exploring the possibility. But once again, you're the property owner, so you have the right to ask those questions. And you also have the right to make the decision what's best for your property. If they're running an easement or something, you still have the right to, it's still your property, so.
Our concern is about the eminent domain, that they may choose to come through and claim eminent domain and come through our property with a major pipeline, which there was I think in 2018 or 19, there was a incident in Lincoln County, I believe, where there was a pipeline that burst and that destroyed many homes. Just in September, this same company had a catastrophic failure in Texas, and devastated, great area of homes and property. And so I wanted to make the county aware that this is their intent to come through on some of our property, but they are still not being very open with us about what it is that they're wanting to do, whether it be a small, line, they don't want to tell us, or it's going to be a 48, 52-inch line, And the more pressure that comes through these pipes and the larger pipes, the more risk it poses to us in that area.
Judge Todd just handed me a letter I guess you guys received from this
Yes.
company. It's Columbia Gas Transmission, LLC. It looks like they're asking for permission to do what they're calling an energy, or determine energy infrastructure needs. You would need to contact and consult with a private attorney, because I can't give you legal advice on the issue, but in general, I can tell you that eminent domain does not, appears to be a private company, and eminent domain is not something that a private company can take advantage of. Only governments can come in and utilize eminent domain to take your property. Any private company that acquires a way to go across your property has to do so by right of an easement, and they would have to negotiate with you and purchase an easement to obtain the right to encroach on your property. So but you can check with a private attorney on that. Maybe some of you homeowners out in the area could pool your resources and have somebody on standby for that purpose. But I agree with Mr. Ranshaw that it is your property. They've attached a survey permission form here for you to sign. You don't have to sign that. You don't have to allow any private entity like this to come onto your property. That's up to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know about a hearing or anything on this. That is a proposal that they are considering putting a pipeline from Casey County to John Sherman Cooper Power in the future. I don't think it's imminent that it'll happen, and I don't think where they're at right now is they have not determined a site where this thing will go through Pulaski County. But they're doing some preliminary studies right now. It is going to be a big pipeline to try to keep John Sherman Cooper Power up to speed, so the EPA won't shut them down for burning coal. They're trying to go to natural gas. That's what they're proposing. Also, there will be some big news this week in Pulaski County, not on this project, but something else that's concerning John Sherman Cooper Power Thursday sometime. Huge announcement. Don't want to get ahead of it. Any other comments, questions from the citizens? Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to go to executive session.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Strunk.
Personnel issue.
It is personnel. You need to announce that.
Just put it on the record.
For personnel, and we will be back. If anyone wants to hold around, stay around for a while, you're welcome to, but we'll be back for a few minutes, and then we will take up court again when we get back.
Let's get it done.
Need a motion to come out of executive session?
Motion.
Second.
By Mr. Wilson and second by Mr. Renshaw to come out of executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We are out of executive session, and I want to announce that no action was taken. Motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand in adjournment.